This is the New York Sports Machine on WICR.
Hey, and what's up, guy? Here we are back at First Touch. My name's Frank DiZenzo alongside soccer analyst Jacobo Aparicio, and today we're going to switch it up yet again. Not talking about fixtures and games today. We're going to talk about a little bit more of the ball skill and the handling in both the MLS compared to the European leagues. Now, I have the pleasure of being a season ticket holder for the NYCFC, brand new expansion team here in New York. And honestly, I was at a game yesterday, and it was a good game to watch. You know, they lost to the Portland Timbers, but honestly, with the possession and everything that NYCFC brings and the MLS brings as a whole, I feel as if it's really not as good to watch a game compared to a European team. Now, I'm not here to cut on the MLS or anything of that sort, but I just feel like, is there a possibility that with the recent, jump in population and popularity in the whole entire soccer industry in the United States, do you think that eventually, the ball skill, the handling, the passing, the flow of the game can, be increased to maybe a certain level as a European team?
I think it's going to be hard for the United States soccer to make that change, that development, because I really think soccer is first about talent and then about athletic. And in the United States, sports usually work the other way, the opposite way. First, they focus on the athleticness, and after that, they start focusing on talent. And that's a huge step that I think American soccer should start changing, because a game without skills, without ability in the ball, without talent, it's a very boring game. And you can try to make this sport, soccer, bigger in America if it's a boring thing to watch through television or at the stadium. Don't you think so?
I do agree. Now, I'm happy you brought out the athleticness side or a point or being established here, because here in the United States, it's, as you said, it's more they focus on being athletic, right? You need to be able to jump, run, all those, great traits to be a good athlete. In the U.S., main sports here, it's not soccer. And that probably is one of the main issues that we do have. And to me, it's kind of surprising, because if you look at the youth systems in like high schools and, even younger than that, even leading up to college eventually, the growth and the popularity in soccer is huge. But as soon as college ends, it just decreases an extreme amount. And I get it's because, maybe the people in the United States like constant action, as we've always talked about. Basketball, there's always something going on. Baseball, it takes a little bit of time, but, it's a pastime here in America. Soccer doesn't, I guess, in that type of flow, doesn't compare to those games. But I feel as if, with the recent domination in the U.S. national team, with, these two expansion teams, as I just noted, I feel as if maybe, yearly we'll be getting somewhere. Maybe because if the youth continues to grow and stay like focused on a soccer sport, and we continue to have big name players come over here and get people excited for these games, maybe the flow of the game will actually change as well. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I think it's not gonna be from one year to another. The change is not gonna be made like that. It's gonna be during a couple years. A couple years are gonna be needed to make this process successfully, not as it happened in the 70s with Pelé, where it went kind of rushing everything and it didn't work out. And yeah, I think focusing first, you said, in the youth, that's a key point. Trying to develop not only their athleticness, also their talent, their skills with the ball, their tactical concepts. That's key, because in England, we are seeing how they're missing that, and they're forced to bring talent from foreign countries like Germany, Spain, Brazil, whatever, and their competition is not getting strong enough outside of the EPL. Like, for example, we've seen how any English team has made it to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and then the Europa League is being the same. So if the U.S. soccer wants to develop in a successful way, I think they shouldn't be considering their soccer as a EPL soccer, but as the German, Spanish. I would recommend those kind of examples of to to carry on.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree. Now to bring this more on a personal level, Jacobo, you're here, right, on a soccer scholarship,
Mhm.
right? You're coming from Spain. Now, tell me, in your youth, right, when you were brought up, obviously you were brought up on soccer. It's a main
Yeah.
thing over there in Europe. So, how did you, I guess enhance your skills, hone in your skills to become the player you are today compared to maybe a kid would here in the United States? I'm sure it's definitely more of a focus in Europe
Yeah.
rather than in the United States. Soccer's the main hub over there. So what did you go through as a young kid and then, coming over here and kind of seeing the difference between the two?
Well, when I start, I mean, you said it. In Europe, it's the first thing, the first sport, at least in Spain, but almost everywhere in Europe is that way. The first sport is soccer. The main topic in every conversation with your friends is gonna be soccer. When you grow up, like with 4, 5, 6 years, 7, 8, in your childhood, you're only gonna go out of class and play soccer. That's what you're gonna do all day. Instead of playing basketball, maybe American football, those kind of sports, which I'm not criticizing. I love them also, but it's different. It's the difference that makes European soccer better than American soccer. That tradition, that culture of the sport, and also I would say that when you're already in an academy, the main skills that they focus on and the exercises they do are gonna be focused on your skills, your not only your quality but your quickness, and the quicker you and fast you can think, which is absolutely fundamental in soccer, is gonna be better for any kind of player. And I feel like in the United States, the practices and the preparation for the games are not that focused on the quickness of thinking. They're not focused on making think the player, but only in trying to do what the coach says and just stick to that. Even though maybe the game is not it's not happening as the coach imagined it was gonna happen, and also uh, the main focus in the gym and the and doing weights. I would not eradicate that, but definitely change it because it takes you nowhere to have a huge body, but no ability and no quickness, no knowledge of the game.
Definitely. Well, guys, there you have it. Personal standpoint from a European himself coming from Spain. That's all the time we have here on First Touch. Conversation of the day. Next show, come catch us. We'll be checking out the Champions League fixtures. Thanks for joining us. I'm Frank DiZenzo, Jacobo Aparicio. We'll see you next time, guys.